Okay, today I'm going to show you how to do side pass on the ground, both away from you and towards you. So when you're first starting out, you want to start with a fence to stop your horse from going forwards, and then you've got your lead rope to stop your horse going backwards. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to ask her to come up towards the fence. Okay, we're going to ask her to go sideways. Front end. And now we're going to ask her to come back towards us. So back this way, side pass towards. Side pass towards. Side pass towards. Side pass towards me. Towards me. Towards me. Good girl. Okay, so that's what we want to achieve. If you do, we're going to show you on a donkey how to actually teach this, because Coco can already do it fairly well. So I'm going to show you the steps with an animal that doesn't already know how to do this. Good girl. Okay, so this is Zelda, and she's had a little bit of groundwork. She's never done side pass. So the things you want to start off with first is just getting her to be responsive to pressure. So first of all, we're just nice and calm. And so to start with, I'm going to try to ask her to move her front legs away from me. So I'm going to start by turning her nose. I'm going to push on her shoulder, and as soon as she moves, I say that's good, that's what I wanted. Ask her again, and I want this leg to cross over the other leg. No, that went behind. That went over. So I give that a good encouragement. That's what I want. I want this leg to cross over the other leg. Good. And again. Good girl. Okay. And we want to make sure that she does the same on the other side. Zelda. Good girl. So I'm going to point the nose in the direction I want her to go. And I'm going to push on the shoulder, because this is the shoulder that I want to move away from me. That's it. Because she started to move the way I wanted her to, I stopped asking. I didn't keep asking. When she does it, I stop again. Say, very good girl. I'm just going to put that over her neck for a second to get that out of my way. So we're just going to go again. Ask the nose to go first, so that's setting her up to be in the right position, and then over. And good girl, that's enough. So then if I wanted to do a full circle, I just keep asking now, because she's got the hang of it. Okay, she stopped. So I'm going to put the pressure on until she does the right thing, and then stop. Good girl. The other thing that you want to be responsive is that she comes towards you. So I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to ask her to come. Good girl. Good girl. And then ask her to stop when she gets where I want her to be. See, now she's pushing into my space. I'm going to ask her to back up. I just don't want her to push me. Okay, now donkeys are really good at this. Okay, they're a little bit like dogs. They want to be next to you all the time. But I don't want her to crowd me, and I don't want her to push me. So as soon as she pushes into me, that's where I want you to stay. Thanks, Zelda. And then give her a good encouragement that that's the place that I want her to be. And now you can come to me. Coming to me. Coming to me. Good girl. And this is the start of your liberty work. Okay, because I've got the rope on the ground. Come to me. Come to me. Good girl. And give her encouragement. That's good. Okay, so that's the front end. Now to get her to back out of my space, I'm going to ask her to back up. And as soon as she does it, I stop. Okay, I don't want her to come forward, so I'm going to ask her to back out, back out, back up. Back up, Zelda. Good girl. She's not actually paying attention, she's paying attention to the dogs and everything else. So come back to me. Come back to me. Good girl. Okay, so nice and light. We don't want pulling like you see. People think donkeys are stubborn, and so they're constantly pulling hard like this. We want her to be light. So I'm going to ask her to back up lightly. Good girl. Leave her alone because she's doing what I asked. Back up. Back up. Good girl. And another step. and another step, and another step. Good girl. And that's when I wanted to stop, I just stopped asking her. And she's going to have a little scratch there, that's okay. Alright, so now we've done the front end, now we want to do the back end. Because if you're going to do sideways, sideways is the front foot and the back foot moving, okay? Moving to the side. So I'm going to ask her now to move her back end around. So to set that up, I need her head to be towards me. And I'm just going to ask her here, a little bit of pressure. She's not moving. Well, she did move there, so I take the pressure off. Okay, very, very slight. You don't want to be putting tons of pressure on. Do you want to come around here so you can see this side? Okay, so I ask her head to come this way, and I ask her back leg. Good girl. See how the back leg went in front? I want this back leg to go in front of that one, not behind like she's gone now. She's walking backwards. Okay, so I'm going to ask her, pull her head round, and I keep the pressure on until she puts that back leg forwards. Good girl. That was very good. Okay, I'm going to ask her again. Put that back leg inside. Good girl. See, she's getting the hang of this now. Okay, so what we might do, we're going to start the sideways, and we'll only just do a little bit, but we'll go over again near the fence so that she can't walk forwards. So we'll go over to the fence, and I'll take my training stick with me. Oops, come on, Zelda. Good girl. So we're asking Zelda to come up to the fence. Good girl. Okay, and we want her to move her front end away. Good girl. Front end, back end. Good. Front end and back end. That's good. You did it better than Coco did. Yes, we haven't done sideways yet. Okay, so she's a very quick learner. Now in order to come sideways this way, it's a little bit more tricky. What you actually need to do is we want to get her to move away from pressure. But the pressure needs to be on the other side. So I'm going to tap her on that side and ask her to bring the body this way. Good girl. Now you can see she got really worried there. She didn't know what was going on. But as soon as she moved in the right direction, I stopped. Okay, so I want the back end to come around. Okay, so I need to push the front end forwards to help with that. Good girl. Okay, so you can see what's happening there. Okay, so I'm tapping her on that side, asking her to come towards me. Good girl. Okay, and that's probably all I would do for one day, normally, just because I've got the camera on. So then once you've got the hang of the tapping and moving the back end towards you, then you can just flick her with the rope. Okay, so instead of tapping with the stick, we're flicking with the rope. Just a little flick. Good girl. She moved that foot. So before you know it, instead of having to actually tap her or flick her with the rope, I just need to flick the rope upwards. See? And she's already got the hang of it. She knows what's coming next. So she's starting to side pass towards me. Might just ask her one more time. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so that would definitely be enough for one day. I probably wouldn't do this now until tomorrow or maybe next week. Give her time to think about it. Just reward it so she knows she's done a really good job and say thank you. Thanks, Zelda. And then we'll just let her go. And that way again she's not going to get sour. She says, oh, I understand that. And now I'm free to go. Off you go. Watch out, she's going to take. And she's going to head over to the dog. Okay. So thanks for watching Peace Donkey's channel and please subscribe.